Yo, what up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Broscast. I'm Dolph,
I'm Swag, and I'm Lil O.
and we're back with yet another video. So for today's video, we're going to be giving y'all our predictions on the Final Four and the championship game for the men's March Madness tournament. So first off, I'm just going to go over the scores from the Elite Eight really quick. Gonzaga beat USC 85-66. Baylor beat Arkansas 81-72. UCLA beat Michigan 51-49 in an upset. And Oregon State lost to Houston 67-61.
Today's show is brought to you by Snack Room and Round Rock. There's ice cream, milkshakes, adult milkshakes, and popcorn.
Always remember to think before you snack.
Snack Room.
Snack Room is located at 1400 East Old Settlers Boulevard. Y'all make sure y'all go check out Snack Room.
So with those scores, we do have a matchup of UCLA versus Gonzaga on one side, and we got Houston against Baylor on the other side. The early game, that one is going to be Houston versus Baylor. So, what do you think about that game? Give me your prediction.
Well, if you know me, you know that me and my friend Jamal, we go way back. We used to play basketball together, AAU, you know how that goes, Little League. We met in like third grade, and so shout out to him. And then another shout out to a local kid also named Ryan Elvin. They're both at U of H, both in the Final Four, hopefully in the national championship. So shout out both of them. But I think Houston's going to bring it out because they play great defense. They play good on-ball defense, zone. They switch well, and they have the Defensive Player of the Year, Giroux, in their conference. So I think that they can do it. And if Marcus Sasser and Quentin Grimes get hot early, it's going to be a long night for Baylor. I know that they're good and all, but I really believe that Houston can go to the national championship, and I personally hope they do. So yeah, good luck to them. And Swag, how do you feel about that? Who do you think gonna win?
Well, in one of my 15 brackets that I made, I got Houston and Baylor playing each other, and I have Houston going to the Final Four. To the national championship, because I have faith. Shout out to my guy Jamal, and shout out Ryan, who I've known since I was like 4. But they're very good on defense, like you said. The only thing that concerns me is how streaky they are. They can get very streaky and very inconsistent. Because last game against Oregon State, they shot 30% from the field, 30% from the three-point line. Luckily, their big man got a whole bunch of offensive rebounds. So
wait, hold on.
They got 19 total in the game.
I was a time that I saw them get 5 offensive rebounds in a row, and they shot a 3 every single time.
Yeah,
I know.
It's actually insane.
Marcus Sasser did end up making a 3 at the end. It's like, I guess one's got to go in, but
they're definitely the best offensive rebounding team in the tournament. Definitely the best offensive rebound.
Yeah, 100%.
And if they can keep going,
if they can slow down Jared Butler and Davion Mitchell from Baylor, then I think they have a good chance of winning.
Yeah, they drive well, and then they just throw alleys and just go and dunk the ball.
All Houston, in my
opinion, they played last game.
In my opinion, they just need to play good defense, and they just need to knock down shots. They need to get stops and knock down some shots, and they'll be fine. Unless Baylor puts them in the zone, then I don't know.
Well, Marcus Sasser and Quentin Grimes, you never know. They can get hot. And when they get hot, because Marcus, they be shooting from deep too. And then Giroux, he's like I know he's nowhere near as good as Rondo, but I kind of feel like he tries to he plays good defense. He's 6'5". He's a taller, longer Rondo, but he does not nearly playmaking as well, of course, but he just tries to savage the offense.
So he's nothing like Rondo. Because Rondo's a playmaker.
He's a playmaking
defender.
He literally can play make. He just can't play make nearly as good. But he's 6'5", so that makes it easier for him to be good at the game.
He's a savage.
Just whatever. Go ahead, dog. Tell me, what are your predictions?
Clearly, I guess I'm the odd man out here because first and foremost, shout out to the two. Shout out Ryan. Shout out Jamal. Shout out both of them. Much love. But I'm a firm believer that Davion Mitchell is going to shut out Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes is a little too streaky for me. He shot 4 for 10 from 3, 5 for 15 from the field, which, if you know math, that means he shot 1 for 5 field goals, meaning he's strictly living off the three-point line. And if you play that die by the 3, then you never know what kind of night it's going to be. So I'm
Houston
not betting
Rockets.
against
But
Baylor.
he could be living by the
He
three
could
that
he
night.
could
You
be
never
living by the
know.
3. Yes, you're right. He could be living by the 3, but I'm also going to bet on the fact that Davion Mitchell is a defensive player of the year and he can sit down on him. I'm not worried about that at all. Jarrell, like you said,
But Jarrell is sitting on him. On
Jarrell's
Davion
sitting-
Mitchell.
Jerome might not even guard him.
it doesn't even
He's
matter.
he's a 6'5" point guard.
He
It
would
only
guard
make
Jared
sense.
Butler. He would guard
would
Jared
guard
Butler,
Jared
the
Butler.
best player on the team. So one
Well,
of them two is going to
Marcus
go off.
Sasser also plays great defense. Marcus Sasser also plays great defense.
They only have, from my opinion, they only have one good defender in Houston. That's Jarrell. So if they take away Jared Butler, Davion Mitchell is going to go get buckets. If they take away Davion Mitchell, Jared Butler is going to get buckets. That's a defensive player of the year for Baylor and Davion Mitchell, and that's an offensive player of the year for them and Jared Butler. Two of the best players in the country. I don't think Houston has nearly enough firepower. Quentin Grimes is a little too streaky for me. There's times where I'm literally like, look, league Quentin Grimes. Like literally league him because he's so cold. But there's also times where I'm like, okay, you can take a better shot. You can go to the hole like Jaeden said. You know what I'm saying? And I think besides for that,
Bro, no, okay.
Jarrell is still a little too injured in my opinion. I think Jarrell is still not 100%. So for as good of a defender and as good of a player he is, he's still injured. So any
And for
little
some of
tweak
y'all
can
don't
kind
know,
of mess up his game.
he hurt his hip. What was that? The first game of the tournament?
It was like first or second game, yeah.
Yeah, but he did come back. He sat out that whole game and then he came back and they've been winning. And I think
He's a savage.
even though he might not be 100%, he's gonna play through it. You can't not. It's the Final Four, and he's already been playing this far. You might as well continue. And I think since like the time they had off, they had this whole week that helped them a lot. And then since they played, they have a few days from last game to Saturday. They'll have a lot of time to rehab and get healthy. So I think he'll be ready to go, and I think he'll be ready to play great defense like he's been playing. And I think y'all are asleep on Marcus Sasser and Quentin Grimes' defense, to be honest. They switch very well, in my opinion.
I've just seen Marcus Sasser have way too many off games. Way too many. And I haven't seen Davion or Jared Butler have an off game. I haven't seen them have an off game yet.
Maybe this is the time for them.
This is one thing that concerns me. This is one thing that concerns me about Houston. They shoot so many threes. It's just like when teams get in the zone, they don't want to drive. Like last game, I got home and I was watching them play Oregon State. Oregon State was running a high 2-3. So Quinn got the ball on the wing. They took away the corner pass. Somebody was in the middle, and Quentin still throws it to the corner, and it got deflected. I was like, bro, there's somebody in the middle. Just throw the ball right there, and you can get an easy basket. They really don't have any, I don't know. They just want to shoot threes, and that's kind of like concerning. Like if they're on, then they're on, but if they're off, then I don't know, bro. It's just I've seen them lately have too many like inconsistent games. It's just they just play good defense and they get offensive rebounds. So I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with that because when I was watching them play and they went to that 2-3 zone, it's literally like they just have them. They like stand around and like Jaeden, we've all played together, and so like they always tell you to penetrate the zone. And I feel like Quentin Grimes or Marcus Sasser or Jarrell, they should be pinning like the crease, like they should either swing it fast or penetrate the zone. But they like just pass around. They're like, and then it'll get like late in the shot clock, and then I have to like do like a step back or force up a tough shot, and that can get you in trouble. I will agree with that. But I mean, if they figure out how to start penetrating the zone or have a better play for a zone, I feel like they'll be fine.
And I will say, number 24, Matthew Mayer for Baylor. The white boy.
Another Austin
kid.
Another Austin kid.
Another kid from the area. Another kid from the area. He's cold, bro. He could go. He had 7 points last game against Arkansas, but he is a guy that can go for 20 any given night.
That.
He is a person that can go for 20 any single night. He can shoot the ball. He puts the ball on the floor. He's tall too, lanky, but he can still put the ball on the floor.
He's like 6'5", right?
No, he's way taller than 6'5".
Hey, you like his hair?
The mullet.
What is he?
The mullet's tough.
God.
I'm gonna lie. The mullet's tough. That's why I rock with him.
We're gonna have to take your
mullet.
Tough card away. We're gonna have to take
he's
your
sporting.
Tough card
He's
away.
sporting the hell out of the mullet. I promise
You're
you.
just
he looks
throwing
tough.
around tough. You just can't. Your tough will mean nothing.
No,
to
he
us
looks
anymore.
very tough. He looks very tough. And Baylor also has bigs that can bang down low and take away the offensive rebounding opportunities for Houston, which is what they're good at. which is second chance points.
With all that being said, let's flip the script to the other game. Gonzaga, UCLA. Now, before I start, I will say there's almost no way we're not all on the same page here, right? There's no way Gonzaga loses this basketball game.
Yeah.
Dude, I was looking at their scores. They literally have only their least amount of points in the tournament so far has been 83. Range from 83 to 98. That's a lot of points on the board. They literally have in my opinion, they have a top 2 point guard in the nation. If Jalen Suggs was, he's 6'3". If he was 6'5" to 6'6", he'd be the best point guard in the nation. But it's kind of hard when Cade Cunningham is 6'8". So they definitely have a top 2 point guard in the nation. And then Drew Timme, a straight bucket. And they just know how to play the game. They know how to win basketball. They know how to put points on the board. So it's going to be hard for them to lose.
Team.
Yeah, literally 2 lottery picks.
So we are all in agreement on Gonzaga.
Yeah, but I think
if they lose this game, they'd have to play their absolute worst.
Yeah, this has to be their worst game of the season for them to lose this game.
Especially because UCLA does have a lot of confidence because realistically, technically, they weren't supposed to be here. So right now they're riding on a really high. Gonzaga's 30-0. They're used to winning. UCLA is like, I mean, we'd upset some other people. Why can't we upset Gonzaga too? So I guess we'll just see.
But I'll be honest. I have Gonzaga winning for a different reason than y'all do. I have Gonzaga winning for a different reason than y'all do. And I think Gonzaga is going to win because of the play of Kipster, if you want the truth, or Kispert, however it is you say it, Kipster or Kispert. I think his play is going to be really important. I think his play is going to be really, really important in this game. They have Ayayi, who's also a really good on-ball defender, also can take care of the playmaking roles for them. So I think between Jalen Suggs, Ayayi, Kispert, and Drew Timme, they just have too much firepower for UCLA. I do know UCLA has a couple cats that's pretty good, but I'm really not worried about this one if you want the truth.
Jay, do you have anything else to say about this?
Gonzaga, I mean, they just overall as a team, they're just really solid. Just overall, they have good coaching. UCLA, they're riding on them. They're winning right now. I mean, I can't be upset with them, but I mean, they do play good defense. But I think Gonzaga has too much, and whatever.
So I think the natty. Me and Jaeden, it sounds like we have Gonzaga and Houston, and then Dolph has Gonzaga and Baylor. So Dolph, why do you say Gonzaga and Baylor, and then or who do you think will win out of Gonzaga and Baylor, and then we'll talk about Gonzaga and Houston. Talk to us.
All right, so in the championship, like O said, I do have Baylor going against Gonzaga, and I think it's a no-brainer. I think Gonzaga is going to take it all. I think they're going to win the tournament. It will be a close game. Gonzaga's last appearance in the championship game was in 2017, I believe. They lost, but hey, I think this time they're able to take it all. Baylor, like I said, has Jared Butler and Davion Mitchell, but I just think between Kispert, Timme, Ayayi, Jalen Suggs, and the rest of the crew, I just think they have too much firepower, and I think they're going to complete the undefeated season. I mean, they've been undefeated up to this point. I don't see them losing in the Final Four, and if they just have one more game left to have an undefeated season, I think they'll be high on that. I don't think Baylor has enough to stop them. It would take a really, really, really good game by Davion and by Jared for them to beat them, and I just don't think they're able to both put a very, very complete game together while being guarded by the Gonzaga team just because they're so solid overall. So I am going Gonzaga against Baylor. Now, final score, if I had to say, I would go 81-77 Gonzaga's way. But that's my end. I know they have Houston playing Gonzaga, so I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to them.
Wait. Before you get to us, keep in mind, I don't know if y'all knew this, but Gonzaga and Baylor were supposed to play in the regular season, but they didn't get to play because of COVID, and so we never got to see like how that actual game would have went. If they would have had that actual game and let's say Baylor beats Houston and got the rematch, that'd be pretty cool. But we didn't get the regular season game, so
first time seeing the matchup. It'll be interesting.
So go ahead, Jaeden. Tell us, how do you feel? Who do you think is going to win?
Jamal, I am so sorry. I love you, man. But I think Gonzaga's going to – if Houston advances, I think Gonzaga's still going to win. I think they're going to win regardless. I had them winning in my bracket 68 to 59 just because, but they can put the ball in the basket, so it'll probably be higher than 68. They'll probably get to like
high clip.
80. They'll get it to like 80. 80 to about 60 something.
You think it's gonna be a blow?
Holy God, that's a
Not
blowout.
a blow,
dude.
not like okay, let's say like 81 to like 69. Not a blowout, but
Well, I guess that just leaves me, and I will say, Jamal, this is nothing against you. I just from the very beginning, I promise you we do, but from the very beginning, I've been saying since the beginning of the season, Jalen Suggs, top 2-point guard in the nation. Drew Timme, straight bucket. I just don't see them losing, and I had Gonzaga winning to be. I never made a bracket or anything, but I always said that I believe since the beginning of the tournament that I thought Gonzaga was going to win it all. Now, I will say Jamal did predict that they were going to go to the Natty. I mean, they haven't gotten there yet, but he said that before the season. Like it's documented. I've seen it. It's on. He has the documentation.
I've seen it too.
And I respect that, and I hope. Hey, I personally would love for them to win. Just have my boy win a Natty, that would be amazing.
That would be so cool.
That'd be crazy. I hope they win, but I personally think Gonzaga's gonna win. And if I just had to throw a score out there based off how good they are at putting the ball in the basket, I'd have to go like 85-73. 85-73. Gonzaga wins the Natty with a very hard-fought game from U of H defense. But, yeah, Gonzaga just knows how to put the ball in the basket. They know how to play the game. So it's going to be hard for Houston or Baylor. If they make it, it's going to be hard for either one of them. I have Gonzaga winning the whole thing regardless if they play.
Hey, interesting fact, Drew Timme actually played with Jamal back in high school.
Yes, they did actually.
I'm like almost 100% sure they play together. So it would be cool to see a Houston against Gonzaga game because it would be Jamal playing against Drew Timme. So that would be cool. I don't see it happening, but it would be cool to see happen if it does.
He's not a believer, Jamal. We believe in you.
Jamal, it's not. I promise it's nothing against you personally. I texted you after y'all beat after y'all's first round matchup. I texted you and we talked about how they need to just league Quentin right now. So it's nothing against y'all. I think y'all are a great team. I just think Baylor got too much. But like Omar said, I would love to see y'all win it all. I promise I would. It would make me very happy if y'all won it all.
And in my opinion, I mean, it is the final. Anything can happen. Like
literally,
I know I have Gonzaga winning, but literally, how do I know? Like for all I know, it'd be UCLA and Baylor, and those are the two teams I don't think are gonna win. So anything could happen. But yeah, I have Gonzaga beating Houston in the Natty. Jaeden has Gonzaga beating Houston in the Natty. Dolph has Gonzaga beating Baylor in the Natty. So maybe Gonzaga. Well, maybe we'll be 3 for 3 on these predictions. Maybe we won't. Time will tell.
As it always does.
I think that's a wrap. I think that's a wrap for this episode of the Broscast. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all leave a comment, like, subscribe, share with y'all's friends and family. And I think we're going to be trying to do a video of the aftermath of the tournament, see who got what right, see who played what team. Y'all have anything else to say?
Nah, that's pretty much it, man. I guess we'll just see. All 3 of us pick Gonzaga, so it would have to be a clean sweep for everybody to get it right. So I guess we'll see. It'll be interesting.
Well, yeah, that means we're out.
Peace.